I was like, yeah, to tomorrow. He was like, you can't do it tomorrow. I'm like, why can't I do it tomorrow? He was like, you got your court hearing tomorrow. I was like, fuck, I do. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna call them back and see like if there's any other day. Like let's see if there's any other day. So I called them back. And when I called them back, they was just like, okay, if you can't do it tomorrow, we can do the consultation on Wednesday and then the procedure on Thursday. I was like, okay, that works. I just had something else that I had going on. I forgot about it. Okay. She was like, all right, that's fine. So consultation on Wednesday, procedure on Thursday. I was like, all right, that works. That works for me. So music, after I hung up the phone, music like, okay, let me see, if I can get off work or whatever. Not. He's like, did you already request a day off? I'm like, I didn't request off. I'm just gonna call out. Like I'm calling out that day. Like it's cause like no, I don't feel good. And the thing is like they already see that I don't feel good. They already see that I'm not myself. They know that I am sick. They don't know that I'm pregnant, but they know that that I'm not feeling good and I'm sick. So if I call out, it's like it's whatever. It's whatever. He's like, well, are you coming to work tomorrow? I'm like, yes, I'm coming. I'm gonna be there right after the court hearing. I'm gonna be there because the court hearing was via Zoom, like a Zoom link or whatever not. But for some reason, the school was closed on this random Tuesday for like a teacher work day or something on this random Tuesday. So it's just like Jackson was gonna be at home. So I'm just like, I'm just take the morning, do the procedure, and then not the procedure, do the court hearing, and then after the court hearing, come to work. He was like, all right, cool. So went about the day just fine. Like everything well, it wasn't fine because I was freaking sick. But I got fine whenever music was around or whatever not. And yeah, so I ended up going home, whatever. Like everything was fine, trying to mentally prepare for this court hearing that I'm about to have tomorrow with Carter's dad. Of course, Marlon came in trying to talk to me, asking me was I okay and this and that, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm fine, whatever. Yeah, I really didn't want to talk, and he was just like, are you ready for court tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, it's whatever. When it comes to the Carter's dad, I have to expect the unexpected, and this is I'm sure it's gonna be some shit, but hopefully it ain't like a lot of shit. Hopefully it's not a lot of shit. And he was like, all right, well, if you need me, do you need me to stick around? I mean, cause I can go into work a little bit later so I can be here for you. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like I'm good. Jackson gonna be here, so I'm fine. I'm fine. He was like, is Jackson like testifying or anything? I'm like, no. They're out of school, so he's gonna be there. He was like, oh, okay, all right. So I ended up going to sleep. Next morning, I was nervous. I actually woke up like at around like 5 that morning. I wanted to make me some coffee, but I could not stand the smell of coffee. Music doesn't like coffee. He hates coffee. He hates the smell of coffee. And it's so funny that that's my favorite thing in the morning. Like, look, let me have my cup of coffee before you talk to me because I'm really not a no morning person for real, for real. Especially if I ain't had my coffee, especially if I'm tired. So the fact that like I woke up and I could not have my coffee because the smell made me so sick. It was like, God damn it. Like, am I having this nigga's twin? Like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, I'm not used to this at all. Because when I went through my pregnancies with Jackson, Carter, Kion, they were nothing like this. Like, nothing whatsoever. I knew I couldn't have chicken and barbecue sauce for all three of those pregnancies. With this one, I could eat chicken. I could eat barbecue sauce. Like I could stand the smell of barbecue sauce. But barbecue sauce didn't make me sick. Chicken didn't make me sick. I just didn't like chicken. It didn't make me throw up like it did with Jackson, Carter, and Kion, but I didn't want chicken. I wanted junk food. I couldn't have my goddamn coffee because I ain't like the smell of coffee. Coffee actually made me nauseous, and I was pissed the fuck off about that because, like, nigga, you mean I can't have my cup of Joe in the morning? The fuck? And I've got this court here. I really want to put some liquor in this, and like as my creamer in my goddamn coffee, but I can't even do that. So I'm just like, I gotta go through this thing sober, and then I'm representing myself in this court here. Like, really? So I'm sitting around, I'm waiting for the hearing to start or whatever not. Set everything up. The hearing didn't start until 9 o'clock. Again, I woke up at 5 trying to mentally prepare myself. Made breakfast for Jackson, let him eat, and I let him know, like, look, you can stay upstairs. I'm gonna be down here on this Zoom call, with this court hearing. He was like, all right, okay. He was like, can I be there? I'm like, Jackson, I don't think I want you to hear it. He was just like, well, why not? I'm like, you know what? You can. You can hear it. You can hear it. But I don't want you in the camera. You're gonna be behind the camera, like on the other side, just so you can hear, so you can actually see for yourself what Carter's dad says versus what's actually happening. So it's like, if Carter ever has any questions when he's older in life, you can tell him, like, look, you ain't gotta listen to mama. I was right there. This is what's really been going on because you've been there for everything. He was just like, okay. I'm like, but don't say nothing. Just sit here. Just sit here. Okay. He's like, okay. So court commenced. We literally had the same judge that we've been having for the last hearings or whatever not. The last 2 hearings. It's just the same damn funky ass judge. So it's commencing, and he's wanting to know, like, why are we here, this and that. He already signed the order for the last one, and he says that, it's an emergency custody, with a restraining order attached to it. He's like, what's going on? So I explained to him what had happened with Carter. I was like, yes, Carter got suspended at, summer camp for inappropriately touching little girls. I disciplined him by giving him 3 licks with the belt. I let his dad know that I was going to discipline him or whatever not. His dad knew that I had disciplined him because he called him right after I got done whooping him. He literally called his dad on FaceTime so his dad can see him. And then I returned him to his dad on that Sunday, a couple of days later on that Sunday. And that Monday, everything was fine. It wasn't until later on when DFACS had contacted me to let me know that the YMCA had contacted them about marks on Carter, whatever. But I'm like, the whole time he's trying to say that, I'm being abusive, this and that, but he knew that I was going to discipline Carter. He knew that. I told him that. We talked about that. Carter talked to him after. So I'm like, and he's not even the one that called defects. And he saw, like, the same marks that the YMCA saw on his leg, he saw when I dropped him off on Sunday. He didn't call defects. So he waited until defects contacted him about the marks to now I'm being abusive in this emergency situation and, restraining order, this and that. And I'm just like, it don't make sense. So Carter's dad rebuttal was, well, Carter's always been telling me that she has been putting her hands on him, and that she leaves them alone all the time while she's in the house. They're outside playing by themselves, this and that. And I'm like, Judge, I have a fenced in backyard. My kids aren't babies. I have a 11-year-old and 8-year-old. They're not babies. The legal age in Georgia, I'm sure for a kid to stay home is 8. I have 2 that's above that legal age. And I'm just like, he's complaining about me letting them go outside by themselves in a fenced in backyard. I have a fenced in backyard that I can see them from my bedroom window. Like, they're kids. So you saying I got to be outside with them while they're playing in their backyard? That don't make sense. And then Carter's dad lawyer tried to say, well, she is in contempt of the child support because she's supposed to be paying $350 a month, and she has yet to pay it. So she's in the rear $2,800, and we are here to collect that $2,800. Well, I'm requesting that she pays the back child support, as well. If she's unable to pay the back child support, spend 10 days in jail until she's able to pay it. And I'm just like, 10 days, and you want him to put me in jail for back child support that you don't even damn need? Like, what the fuck? I'm just sitting there confused. And I was just so glad that, like, Jackson was there, like, hearing everything, like literally hearing everything, because his face was just like, what? This nigga lawyer even pulled up the fact that I had an eviction disposition notice that, like, because At one point I fell behind on rent, not at the new house that we was at when I was living in the hood. I fell behind on rent before Marlon had pawned his truck. The first time he did the title pawn on his truck, I fell behind on rent because, you know, we couldn't pay it. So they had already filed for the eviction, but I ended up paying it. But, you know, it stays on the record that it was filed in. So his lawyer presented that. And they was just like, she can't even provide stable housing for the kids. And I'm like, I looked at the judge and I'm just like, Judge, can I speak now? And he was like, yes, what do you need to say, Miss Smith? I said, the fact that he's sitting up here saying that I need to pay him all this money in back child support because I haven't paid him. I haven't paid him because I don't have the money to pay him. I can't afford to pay that as well as take care of my kids. And then he gonna say if I can't pay it, to put me in jail for 10 days, which is then what's gonna happen to my kids? Like the other two that lives with me, not the one that lives with him, but the other two that lives with me, what's gonna happen to them while I'm in jail for 10 days for child support that I can't pay anyway? And then they got the nerve to show you. He's like, Miss Smith, you can calm down. I'm calm. I'm just saying they got the nerve to show you that I have unstable housing by showing you that, you know, my landlord filed for an eviction, which further proves that I can't afford the child support. This further proves my point that, like, what?